My girlfriend said, "You're boring." I said, "You're chaos." It wasn't a fight, more like a statement she dropped while brushing her hair. She laughed after saying it, but I could tell she meant it. We'd been together for 2 years, and in her eyes, my idea of fun was too simple. Quiet dinners, cozy nights, routine Sundays at the farmer's market. Meanwhile, her life was a highlight reel of sudden road trips, karaoke nights, and decisions that started with, "What if we just," and ended with us explaining ourselves to someone in uniform. The first time she dragged me into her kind of night, it was a midnight drive to nowhere. No GPS, no plan, she said. We ended up lost on a mountain road with no signal and a nearly empty tank. I panicked. She laughed like it was an adventure. That's who she was, chaos in a denim jacket. And me, I was the guy checking tire pressure before every trip. So when she called me boring, I didn't argue. I just looked at her and said, "You're chaos." She smiled like it was a compliment, and maybe it was. Weeks passed, and we kept clashing in small ways. She wanted to go skydive. I wanted to go hiking. She'd plan surprises. I'd plan checklists. She'd get annoyed at how calm I stayed when things went wrong. I'd get tired of apologizing for wanting peace. She called it playing it safe. I called it staying alive. Then came the night it all changed. We were supposed to meet her friends at a rooftop party. She loved those. Lights, noise, music so loud you couldn't think. I went along because she asked. Halfway there, her car broke down. She cursed, kicked the tire, and called me Mr. Predictable when I calmly suggested calling roadside assistance. So I did something uncharacteristic. I told her to get back in the car. I grabbed 2 instant noodles from the trunk. I always kept them there for emergency, and used my camping stove to make dinner right there on the shoulder of the road. We sat in silence, headlights from passing cars streaking across her face. I cracked open a soda, handed it to her, and said, "Maybe boring isn't so bad when boring keeps you safe." She didn't speak for a minute. Then she leaned her head on my shoulder. "You know," she whispered, "sometimes I need boring. Chaos gets tiring." I smiled. For the first time, she didn't pull away from the quiet. We sat there eating noodles, laughing about how ridiculous we looked. 2 people having dinner next to a dead car at midnight. I watched her laugh until her mascara smudged, and for once, there was no rush, no agenda, no noise, just us. A week later, she started coming to the farmer's market with me again. We bought sunflowers for the apartment and spent the afternoon making pancakes. She still went on her adventure, still had her wild streak, but now she always came home to tell me about it. Sometimes she'd pull me into her chaos, like dragging me to a salsa class where I stepped on her foot 8 times. And other times, I'd pull her into my calm, like teaching her how to fish at a quiet lake at sunrise. We were learning each other's rhythm, slowly but surely. One night, while lying in bed, she looked at me and said, "You know, you make stillness feel like peace, not boredom." That stuck with me, because I realized chaos doesn't always need to be tamed. Sometimes it just needs a place to rest. Months later, we went on another midnight drive. This time, I didn't bring a map. She didn't floor the gas. We found a small diner off the highway, ordered pancakes and hot chocolate, and just talked until sunrise. She looked at me across the table and said, "Maybe boring was just another word for steady." And I needed steady. Now, when she calls me boring, it's followed by a soft smile, because we both know what she really means. I'm her calm, her anchor, the quiet she didn't know she was looking for. And me, I wouldn't trade her chaos for anything.